Welcome back to MLP at Daytona Beach. We have got a tantalizing matchup up next. We're going to have the Utah Black Diamonds against Miami Pickleball Club here. I'm joined in the booth by former pro pickleball player, stud, podcaster, Mr. Adam Stone himself.
That's right. Brandon, that was a lovely introduction, but I actually prefer high-end content creator.
Very high-end content creator. Pleasure to have you in the booth, Adam. What are we looking forward to in this matchup here?
Oh, very exciting. And I wanted to mention first and foremost, very exciting to see Brendon Long out on the court. I believe he was one of the bigger snubs to not initially make it into the challenger bracket from the draft. So I'm very excited to see him play, picked up from Miami Pickleball Club, who ended up dropping Matt Manassi. So that is my pick to click. We have a veteran matchup with the Utah Black Diamonds. Came in second at MLP Mesa. So I'm expecting just solid things from them. And I want to see my man Brendon Long, if he can step up with his quality left side play and wreak some havoc up there.
Yeah, Brendon Long, you mentioned it. He had a great last couple of months. I mean, recently in the PPA tournament last weekend, he ended up making it to the semifinals for the first time in a PPA. Then he goes and wins a gold before then in an APP tournament with Bobby O'Shero. So this guy's hot. I think he's confident as a player. I look for him to come out and play well and help try to carry this Miami Pickleball Club team to a win. On the other side, we talk about the Utah Black Diamonds. They ended up coming in second in the last event. Any changes you think they need to make as far as strategy-wise to come out successful in this event?
I don't think so. As I mentioned, all veterans of the game. I know Olivia McMillan had a slight knee injury that cost her about a year, 18 months, but all players have been playing for 4 or 5 years plus, so they know what they're doing. They're going to take care of themselves. They're going to play a nice, consistent game, and certainly if they see a couple spots to pick on, they will not hesitate. They have a great eye for the game, not only on the court, but teaching as well.
Yeah, and we are at beautiful venue here, Pictona at Holly Hill. It is nice conditions. It's sunny, bright out here. We've also got probably a slight bit of wind. I'm, curious the effect that'll have on these players in this outside matchup. They're not in the covered courts in this particular one. Right,
and a lot of not only the previous MLP Mesa, but some of the PPA events early in the year on the West Coast. So a little cooler temperatures, a little drier air over there on the west. So the conditions are very different, and I expect these players to make the proper adjustments.
Yeah, let's get started. So for the Utah Black Diamonds, we've got Olivia McMillan and Michelle Esquivel taking on Alix Truong and Regina Goldberg here in this first women's matchup. Referees getting set here. Teams getting fired up. The electric environment from the fans it's none other. If you haven't experienced MLP, you've got to make it to an event. It is the happening thing in pickleball.
Brandon, there's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it. And it's a great slogan, and it's just so true. I was talking about that just a few minutes ago over on Championship Court. It's no different out here on Grandstand. These players are going to put on a show, and just in case you guys got a little mixed up with Regina Goldberg, that is her married name, Regina Franco. She's been around the game for a while, so you might recognize that name from previous tournaments.
Absolutely. The refs are still getting set here before we start. This is, I believe, the second game, actually the first game for Utah Black Diamonds, and this is the second game for Miami Pickleball Club. They did lose their first one to Dallas Pickleball Club earlier this morning in a close finish. We're ready to start. Let's have some great action here.
Yes, and I really think that these two teams have a clear-cut right side rock and a clear-cut left side more aggressive player. Michelle Esquivel, known for offense, and Alix Truong as a young buck. She's got some life in her paddle as well.
Yeah. Starting off here, you see it, as you mentioned, Michelle Esquivel working her way to the kitchen and looking to use that forehand and her power to dictate the point. Little wide on that ball by Esquivel.
Yeah, she's got a lot of options. I think that's probably one of the best parts of her game. She can attack out of the air, off the bounce, and she can really go to all spots of the court, overcooking that cross-court dink, but
great reset by Goldberg. Esquivel pulls the trigger and ends up finishing it with an overhead. You talk about that two-hand backhand. Her and Truong look to curl that backhand all the way cross-court. Why is that so important?
It just puts your opponent to a decision point. They can't just hang out in the middle and be ready to counter those balls. When they know that they have to worry about that ball coming out wide, just put something else in their mind.
Some great play by McMillan on that one. Just overcooks that last one a little bit long there.
Yeah, no, and I'm okay with it. She had some nice offensive shots. Just Miami PC weathering the storm nicely. You got to give them some credit there.
Oh, great setup by Truong earlier in that point, and then Goldberg tags McMillan with the ball.
I think that McMillan thought Truong was going to attack that ball. She went soft. Nice setup for her partner.
There's that curl backhand by Esquivel, countered by Truong. Oh, what a ball by Esquivel down the middle.
All the spots. So Regina Franco Goldberg must hold line. So much pressure is put on Alix Truong to cover those cross-court dinks and the middle like we talked about a couple points ago. Great spot picking from Michelle Esquivel.
Yeah, and how do you combat that, right? When you've got to play both sides, line and down the middle, what should Truong be doing there?
1 second, Brandon. Yes, so having a little strategy. So knowing when she's attacking from certain spots, what her partner Regina Franco Goldberg's going to do. Is Regina going to slide? Is she going to help with the middle a little bit? So having kind of a setup game plan for where the ball goes and what they're going to do in their counterattack situations.
Oh, that's a great ball by Truong. Just caught Esquivel right in the middle as she tries to go with the scorpion approach.
Nice offensive barrage from Alix Truong. And let's be clear, Regina Franco Goldberg, a set-up right side player, but with her racquetball background, when it goes up high, she can let it fly.
Not the right spot there for Truong as she hits the backhand directly to Esquivel's forehand as she's waiting on it.
That's right, and the thing is Olivia McMillan right in front of her was going for the Ernie, so I think Truong had a nice little sliver up the middle, just pulled it a little too much and caught that Esquivel forehand like you mentioned.
Great first drive by Esquivel, could not reset. We talk about the conditions, and that's where you can kind of see it there. It makes that third shot drop into the kitchen a little bit tougher.
Tough break, but I think that that's going to be something to monitor throughout this match. Is the right side rocks, how frequently are they going to look to go for offense?
Yeah, so true. As Goldberg goes down the middle and ends up creating an unforced error, you're right. The balance of when to attack and when to stay patient and rally scoring is so key and crucial. great ball by Esquivel. There was about 4 or 5 backhand cracks in that point right there. She finishes out with a cross-court one.
Oh, that was very high-quality point from all 4 ladies. Nice offense, nice neutralizing. And Truong kind of leaning to the middle. Don't blame her for that, but the ability of Michelle to whip that and get it to the left side of Truong, very impressive from Esquivel.
Wow. Utah Black Diamonds fought their way back into the point as they reset, just couldn't get established there towards the end. Great pressure by Pickleball Club.
No, the last 2 points have been very, very solid. Little mix of everything. Soft, power, all of it.
What a ball by McMillan as she has a 2-hand backhand of her own through the middle.
Yes, that was just too good. And I wanted to say, Regina Goldberg looks like she's in pretty good shape. I know she had a baby somewhat recently, but she looks like she's locked in with her fitness, and she's ready to play.
There are so many super women out here today.
Oh, yes, I'll tell you what.
It's intimidating.
No, absolutely true. And, yeah, that right side offense like we talked about a few points ago, that was 2 points ago, Olivia McMillan on point with that backhand. Nice shot. And the thing is, everyone's expecting Truong and Esquivel to pull quite a few triggers. But when you can sneak one in as that right side player, you can really catch your opponents off guard. And you mentioned the frequencies. There's a threshold you don't want to try to do it too much. But when you sneak them in at the right times, they're so effective.
Oh, that ball's in. Goldberg retrieves it. Truong with the drive. Tries to finish. A little over leveraged on that one, right? She took a chance, saw an opportunity, just left the backside open.
Right, and I certainly don't hate it, but when you're in that situation, you're fully committed. So there's definitely some risk with that reward, even though I like the aggression from Truong.
That's a great ball by McMillan. She typically was dropping those thirds earlier this game. Now she changes it up with a 2-hand backhand drive.
Right, so not only does she change it up, she catches Goldberg on the right hip. So not only are her frequencies very nice, her spot of that particular drive was great as well.
Yeah, we are at an end change here, 11-10. Utah Black Diamonds are up here. Adam, what makes the combo of Michelle Esquivel and Olivia McMillan so tough with a right-hand player alongside a left-hand player?
Right, so I think, as I mentioned before, it's nice to have that clear-cut role with a solid right and a left side that is offensive, but also Michelle Esquivel really likes to step to her left and load with the forehand. So when she has a lefty player to help cover her in the middle, that allows her more free reign to load that forehand, which she really loves to do.
A little more margin for her. Utah Black Diamonds back here up 1 as they change sides.
I just like this. Brandon, I'm a little person. So when we have these scrappy ladies out here, 3 of the 4, vertically challenged a little bit, just digging balls out, I love it.
Yeah, there's advantages both ways, huh?
Absolutely. So you have low center of gravity, easier to dig stuff on your shoe tops. Now, maybe not the length of arms to get that whip and that reach and that power, but there is absolutely advantages and disadvantages to both being tall and being short.
You see Esquivel with a put away there. And now a big drive down the middle. Adam, she's a player that really, once she gets fired up, she can go to another gear.
Definitely. So she, I would say that maybe she has some occasional dips, but she plays off the energy as well. It goes both ways for Michelle Esquivel.
And what better environment to showcase that than at MLP, where energy is so huge.
Of course, of course. Just another quality mid-court dig from Olivia McMillan, forcing Alix Truong into the air. Great mid-court play, very consistent from that spot of the court.
Oh, great ball by Truong. And that play, to me, was needed. At 15-10, you change over. You're only down 1. Now you're down 5. I think a timeout would have been necessary if they didn't get that one.
Right.
They're back in the mix. Oh, McMillan with a high-risk one-hand shot. She's able to make that one, just picking her spots, right? Maybe not the right one there.
Well, I didn't think she was going to do it, so she had a little deception on her side. But, yeah, I think that was probably one of the first unsuccessful speed-up attempts from McMillan. So, you know, you can't make them all, but I like it.
Yeah, and so often in normal scoring formats, we talk about what's in the budget, how much you're up by, you've got to get a side out. And rally scoring, not as much of a budget that you have for errors and mistakes.
Definitely true. Yeah, well, I think one of the kind of cool parts about kind of the infancy of this format is no one has it figured out yet. How offensive should you be? How careful should you be? No one knows. Maybe 5 years from now we have kind of a blueprint of how to do it, but right now we don't, Brandon, and I think it's a very cool aspect of coaches, GMs, and players kind of figuring it out on the fly.
Yeah, advantage goes to the team that can figure it out quickly. Yeah. And you talk about that low center of gravity, being able to see different balls, and Regina Goldberg shows you that there is that speed up cross court with the forehand.
That's right, and you want to be a little careful when you are attacking cross court, but when you have your nice balance and base underneath you with your legs and you reach into the kitchen to take some of their time away like Franco Goldberg did right there, you can be very successful with those cross court attacks. Yeah,
I'm impressed how Miami Pickleball Club has handled themselves in this changeover. They started out down 1, then ended up being down 5. Now 16-15, they're only down 1 again. So great mental fortitude and fight to get back in this game.
Very true. Yes, some of the previous matches earlier this morning, the runs are crazy, and it's not. It doesn't take long. It's a minute or two, and you have a comfortable 6, 7, 8 point lead, and then boom, we're in a tight game.
That's a great attack there by Franco Goldberg again. As you see it with all of these players. They make a shot, and then all of a sudden the confidence starts rising, and now they're taking a little more risk.
Yeah, it's a tough break there, but I always kind of associate it with the basketball player that's 0 for 6 from the field, makes 2 free throws, and then he gets it going. So just 1 or 2 good shots can really springboard your confidence and your shot-making ability.
Oh, great ball by Truong as she really just threw out the bait there on the sideline.
Yeah, whether she meant to or not, Brandon, that was the bait ball for sure.
A fish was caught, right?
Yes.
And we saw earlier that side is a little bit tougher to get the third shot drop into the kitchen. We saw Esquivel and McMillan nearly drive almost most of those balls.
Right. Kind of drive through the wind can definitely be a good option.
That's great play by Esquivel. I love her court positioning by standing a couple feet back behind the kitchen line when those firefights happen.
Yep. And also done a nice job of catching Alix Truong loading forehand and going to that left shoulder back behind her.
Great play, and they're getting fired up now. It's on the right side of 2 different firefights there.
Yeah, and I like the play from Alix Truong. I have no problem with it. They end up taking a timeout. Just hands too good from the Black Diamonds on that particular point.
Yeah, we've got similar styles here. We talked about it earlier with Michelle Esquivel's looking to speed up as many balls and get into firefights. You've got Truong on the other side looking to do the same. I think it comes down to McMillan and Franco Goldberg, who is going to be more aggressive in the right way.
In the right way, yes. And we saw Olivia with not necessarily poor decisions, just a little poor execution on those one-handed backhand attempts. I think Franco Goldberg has been doing a nice job with her frequencies and spots, as we saw her catch McMillan cross court and then also catch Michelle Esquivel on her right hip straight ahead. So nice job by both of the off-side, right-side players with their frequencies and their decision-making.
It is game point here for Black Diamonds. Truong says they want another shot.
Yeah, Truong's motto is stay mean, Brandon. She likes to stay mean.
She looks so nice, though.
I know. She's going to need some anger right here.
Great dig. What a backhand curl by Alix Truong as she fought off the initial firefight and then takes a finesse backhand roll across court.
Oh, I thought Truong was done for. way to dig out of it. Nice job by her weathering the storm and then coming up with a little offense of her own.
We're at 19-20 here. Such great patience by Truong as the last 2 or 3 plays she has made on her paddle. We're knotted up here at 20. Now we're at win by 2. Great defense by Truong. Adam, Alix Truong is feeling it right now. She's on fire.
Let's see if she gets a heat check right here. But, I mean, defending the ATP, dropping it right on the sideline, getting the point back to neutral, and then winning it a few shots later. Just phenomenal play from Miami Pickleball Club.
She has game point on her paddle right now, 21-20, Miami Pickleball Club. Great defense by Esquivel. And that ball's out, and the Miami Pickleball Club do it in this first game. Their women come out successful. What a change of events.
Oh, my goodness. I thought she was in trouble after the great move in the poach, and then Michelle got it back. But a nice job to hit a couple consistent shots, and then Olivia McMillan selling the Ernie attempt long.
Yeah, I think Utah Black Diamonds let this one slip away for the most part. They had this game handled. But then they allowed Miami Pickleball Club to come back into this, and credit to them for coming out on top.
Are you watching what just happened,
Brandon? I think we saw a paddle throw.
I think that Jeff Warnick, known for a little bit of his talking during play, a little crap talk possibly, he is already in the head of Rob Cassidy. Rob Cassidy chunks Jeff's paddle to the side fence. Interesting development there, Brandon.
It is an interesting development, knowing that we now have cards that can be given out by referees.
Yes, true. That's also true. Yeah, I don't think the ref saw that. And Warnick, I was talking to him yesterday, Brandon. He is pretty convinced that his game is not where it needs to be, and that he is going to use some mental warfare to possibly get himself in some better situations. So expect some chirping from the big man Jeff Warnick throughout this match.
Leveraging all the talents that he has, and partnering with another fiery player in Brendon Long, who does it a little bit differently, but still has a passion and a fire that you can hear on the court.
Yes, we'll call Brendon Long's more normal energy as opposed to Jeff Warnick, and there is nothing normal about him, his off-court demeanor or his technique on court, Brandon. The windshield, the original windshield wiper of Jeff Warnick.
Well, we're going to give them some time to warm up. We will be back here shortly for the men's matchup as the women for Miami Pickleball Club take a 1-0 lead in this match. See you soon. We are back here, MLP Daytona Beach. We're at Pictone at Holly Hill. We just had a great, really a tantalizing matchup there by the women. We had Regina Goldberg and also Alix Truong that did take down Michelle Esquivel and Olivia McMillan in a tough 22-20 game. Now we've got the men. Let's talk about who we've got on Miami Pickleball side. We've got Jeff Warnick, who, if you did not see earlier, did have his paddle thrown by an unnamed player on the other side. We've got Brendon Long as well.
Hey, I'll say it, Rob Cassidy. How about that?
There you go.
But I am very, very familiar with Jeff Warnick. I had, in the beginning of my career, had some of my first real results with him like 5.5 years ago. So I love the guy. I expect him to be very aggressive with third shot drives, aggressive from the kitchen line. He's not much of a dinker, and he is not terribly comfortable in those grindy rallies. So I expect a lot of fireworks and speed ups from Miami Pickleball Club.
Let's get started here. Rob Cassidy and Spencer Smith on the other side for Utah Black Diamonds. Smith starts out with the drive. The speed up there by Brendon Long. You can hear Jeff Warnick say no as that ball probably would have gone out, but a little wind helps it stay in.
And I think a slight miss hit, too. So I think leaving that ball was reasonable. Didn't work out that time, though.
Yeah, on the other side, we've got with Cassidy and Spencer Smith. Spencer Smith, one of the most steady pro pickleball players I've ever seen.
He's the definition of a solid veteran. He really is. He makes good decisions. He's a consistent player. Very, very solid game. And he is a big fan of the cross-court dink, so I would like to see how often he's going to get in that battle with Brendon Long, or how he might switch it up and take some of those dinks up the line at Jeff Warnick.
You can already see a lot of spin coming off that paddle from Smith, and Brendon Long takes that as a nice forehand drive. There's that cross-court action you mentioned. Warnick gets tired of it, feels like he's seen this movie before, and tries to get in and make something happen. A little low there, huh?
Right, absolutely. And I tell you what, I think the Black Diamonds, I would expect them to return every ball to Jeff and dink every ball to Jeff, and they have not done that at all to start off this match.
Yeah, I think the question with Warnick, we'll talk about dive in more later, is there still juice left in the tank, right?
That's a great question, Brandon. I'm not quite sure I have the answer.
We'll find out. That's a drive he's definitely capable of making, right?
Oh,
One
yeah.
of his favorites.
No, he has a quality drive, and he's actually one of the better players at the solo shake and bake, where he'll just drive and come in hot, use that whole 6'5" frame to put a lot of pressure on his opponents. But unfortunately for Jeffrey, he will occasionally make a loose error, and we saw it right there.
Yeah, and for the Black Diamonds, if you've got Warnick quiet, you've got him in a good position, right? If he's chirping, he's probably feeling pretty confident. I like the speed up there by Smith. Problem was Brendon Long saw it as well and was able to counter effectively and let that next one go.
That's right. I don't even care if it's a half step. If you give these quality of players any head start and they anticipate what's going to happen, you're going to be in trouble.
That ball probably going into championship court, but Cassidy wants to make sure.
He's padding the stats. He's padding. He wants the winner. He doesn't want the unforced error for his opponents.
Right.
And a cool dynamic. You mentioned the run of Brendon Long in the PPA recently. That was with Rob Cassidy as his partner. So interesting dynamic as they are opponents now.
Oh, great ball there.
Yeah, Rob Cassidy, I think, when he stays patient and trusts his hands for counterattacks, he is an amazing player. When he gets a little itchy and goes for speed ups, that's when he gets in trouble. We'll see if Rob can stay patient.
Oh, the Ernie there by Long. Great counter by Warnick, and the finger wag is out now.
Yes, that is not the spot. If you go at the belly button or the chest of Jeff Warnick, you're probably going to pay the price, and Spencer Smith did right there.
Big serve by Brendon Long, aided by a nice gust of wind, and Smith cannot get that one over. We are at a 6-7 deficit here. Wow, the speed up by Warnick. Cassidy, as so often, ends up on the floor there, and Warnick puts it away.
That's my favorite thing to talk about. Great point from all four players. Nice little firefight in the middle, reset, and then a great speed up. I don't even know how Spencer Smith got the initial counter, but just too much Warnick on the next ball.
Oh, great ATP and the defense by Cassidy. Big overhead by Long to finish that one off.
Yeah, the overhead was great, but I'm more excited about the three-shot get-in from Jeff Warnick. Three nice, feathery, soft drops, got himself forward, and they got the point.
Yeah, and you see it again as he is able to finish off of Long's drive and being almost, what, 6'6", 6'7". How important is it for him to get closer to the net?
Oh, absolutely. That's his biggest tool at his disposal, and he has got to get in. If he gets stuck in the back or the midcourt, big trouble for Miami PC.
9-7, Miami PC is up. Short return there.
Throughout the woosaw, one of the Rob Cassidy specials. He got that from Ultimate Frisbee, his other favorite sport. I don't know how it relates, but, you know, Cassidy's a special guy.
That ball called out by Warnick. Cassidy thinking that ball was in. Long confirms that it was in.
And you saw, let's just let him talk for a second.
So no challenge there by Miami Pickleball Club. That call's going to stand as in.
Right, and you heard Rob Cassidy look right at Brendon Long and go, long. Like, not that the ball was long, like, hey, come on, give me that call. I think it was good. We got it situated.
That's a great point all around as Black Diamonds come out on top. You talk about Rob Cassidy and his hands. As long as he stays efficient there, he normally can have the upper hand there.
Oh, his hand speed's electric. There's no question about it. He occasionally gets stuck with the soft stuff and the decision-making. When it's just flat-out hand speed, if there's a neutral firefight, Rob Cassidy is coming out on top. Quite a few of those.
10-10, pivotal point here is each team looking to have the changeover while being up 1.
Yeah, reasonable look from Long. I think he might have had an opportunity on the previous ball. Didn't quite get to the kitchen line, and that's how it goes sometimes. But Utah Black Diamonds on the change of end with a 1-point lead.
Yeah, 1-point lead here. Long, Warnick. Warnick is prancing around, feeling pretty good. When we talk about a matchup like this, obviously from a skill perspective, the margins are super thin. What is it on the mental side that really separates these teams?
Well, it's a great question because earlier in my career, there was just big talent gaps. So often in some of these matchups, the little intangibles were less of a big deal because one team was just way better than the other one. These days, not the case, Brandon. So it's having that base game plan that you can fall back on. It's the rapport with your partner. It's how you guys fit together. Those little things can get you 1, 2, maybe 3 points in a match, and that is the difference in these matches. There's not a lot of 21-10s out here, Brandon. There's a lot of tight stuff going on. So if you are not on the same page with your partner, you're at a big disadvantage. And I just love to see the parity and just the talent being so tight at the top.
Absolutely, and with the influx of GMs now here at MLP, it is, I'm standing beside one myself. It's crucial to have them for team strategy,
yes,
camaraderie, chemistry.
Yes.
We're back. 11, actually it's 10-11.
I like it. I think Brendon Long has had a couple chances where he couldn't take it out of the air, but the ball bounced up just enough. So I like him, not an obvious offensive opportunity, but I like him taking it.
That ball just long. And
yeah.
It looks like Brendon Long has found the spot that he likes, which is kind of that cross-court speed up to Spencer Smith's backhand and then anticipating the counter to come back to his forehand.
Correct. Yeah, and I wanted to mention also, so Brendon Long is not going to attack Spencer Smith with his backhand, but when he does from his forehand from the middle, it's almost as if it was coming from straight ahead, which is definitely the best option. If you get too cross-court, these players are just too fast, and it gives them too much time.
Yeah, absolutely. Long unable to reset that ball there.
Yeah, great topspin backhand from Spencer Smith, kind of catching Brendon Long on his left foot.
Oh, what a ball by Warnick as he fakes out Spencer Smith and then yells good night to him.
Oh my goodness, I was just watching. It was this is great. I love it.
Yeah, big drive by Warnick, and you mentioned it earlier, having Cassidy at the net, being able to use his hand speed, generally comes out on top.
Yes, nice step to the middle for Rob Cassidy. And I don't hate the drive from Jeff. I'm okay with it. Just kudos to Rob for weathering the storm.
Brendon Long moving over more on that ball, and then Cassidy with a put away that just
yes.
Skirts past him a little bit.
It's almost as if he started his grunt too early, Brandon. So maybe that threw off his rhythm, but he sure set it up nicely, didn't he?
He was thinking about the celebration.
Oh my gosh, Jeff getting exactly what he wants, forcing Spencer Smith into kind of half committal attack, and unfortunately, Jeff puts it in the net.
Great step through there by Cassidy. Having a lefty on that right side, being able to anticipate that ball is so key in this element.
Yeah, a little greedy there with the momentum definitely going backward for Jeff Warnick. And I've played several tournaments with Rob Cassidy, and we've had some good success with me driving and Rob being an animal up there at the kitchen line.
Yeah, he's really active now. As he takes the middle again, we check here on the replay. The drive by Smith. Cassidy comes in and puts it away. That forces a timeout by Miami Pickleball Club. One point that I wanted to bring up, this is one of the few times that I've seen we've got 4 different grips out here on the court right now, right?
True. So you have the finger up on the paddle from Rob Cassidy. You have the windshield wiper kind of semi-Western Warnick grip, who doesn't even really have a forehand or a backhand when you attack his body. You have traditional Spencer Smith. And who am I missing?
Brendon Long.
Brendon Long.
Yep.
Then you got Brendon Long. So, yeah, really good stuff. And I really like this combination right now with Spencer Smith, quality singles player, really good drive. And as I mentioned, Rob Cassidy being an animal up there at the kitchen line.
Hey, we need to go right now. No, hey, 1 minute. Let's go.
Yeah, they're going to need Cassidy to stay fired up. I think that setup of them seeing if they can end the point early with the shake and bake, the drive, and the intercept by Cassidy. And then if not, get to the kitchen, let's reset, let's play our slow game and see if we can get counters into Cassidy's forehand.
Yeah, if it doesn't work out early on, you don't have to keep going. Yeah, I think that's a great point. So sometimes you get in that shake and bake mode, and sometimes it leaks to the kitchen when it doesn't work out early in the point. So to refocus, reset, and be okay with some of that soft stuff.
Oh, great ATP. And the defense by Cassidy. Couldn't get himself up and together after that. He really sold out for that defense there.
Well, Brendon, his elbow and his knee are bleeding currently. Shocking, I know.
You think he practices that way? Maybe. Oh, the benefit of the net there. Hey, that's a lot of topspin he's able to put on that ball to carry it over.
There you go.
Right?
Hey,
Some of that matters.
You do it enough, it becomes a skill. That's all I'm going to say.
We're at 19-16 for the Black Diamonds here. Long probably saved an out ball, but at least put the next one down, and Smith seemingly took a risky opportunity to speed that last one up.
Yeah, he was coming in hot, but Brendon Long had a nice ball down at his feet.
Interesting there, Warnick not electing to go with the drive for the shake and bake. Maybe because they've seen it be ineffective the last few points.
Right, yeah, so maybe, and he's actually been dropping okay. So maybe that had something to do with it as well.
Great finish by Black Diamonds. I like the poise that they showed. They stuck with their strategy. Cassidy really got fired up and was able to, in my opinion, take this game over.
Yeah, and often that's what you have to do when you're playing Jeff Warnick. You weather a handful of his quality balls. You kind of bring his energy down, and that's what they did. Nice job from the Utah Black Diamonds.
Next up, we've got a mixed double matchup coming up. That is a 1-1 match setup now that we have. Women for the Miami Pickleball Club took the win. We've got the men for Utah Black Diamonds taking the win. We're 1-1. We'll be back in a little bit after these players warm up. See you soon. Okay, we are back for a mixed doubles matchup here at MLP Daytona here at Pictona, Holly Hill. We've got for Utah Black Diamonds, Spencer Smith and Michelle Esquivel. And then for Miami Pickleball Club, we've got Regina Goldberg and Brendon Long. Anything stick out to you in this matchup here, Adam?
Well, I just wanted to mention that 2 members of the Black Diamonds are special friends, Michelle and Rob Cassidy, and I think it's probably a quality decision by them to partner with the opposing or with the other partner on the team, as pairing up with your significant other can be difficult. I know that firsthand, so I think this is probably a good decision for them, and we'll see exactly what happens in terms of which side. Spencer Smith loves that left side. Obviously, in mixed, you would expect him to be there, but Michelle loves it too. It looks like she's going to line up on the right, which is not surprising, but I do believe that Michelle has the versatility in mixed to play either side.
And I think this one's interesting when you look at the fact that Brendon Long likes to create a lot of offense, likes to speed up balls. You look at the other side for the male in Spencer Smith, where he typically doesn't do that. He's more of the steady, consistent player. And so Brendon Long versus his offense versus Michelle Esquivel's offense on the other side.
Exactly.
It's kind of an interesting dichotomy to look at.
Right, and I think probably the most important factor would be Michelle Esquivel and her spot picking. How willing is she to grind cross court with Regina Goldberg, who has a very quality soft game, and knowing that the heavy hands of Brendon Long are right in front of her, not the easiest to just frivolously pull triggers when you got heavy hands in front of you like Brendon.
Let's get started here. Wow, and first point.
1 for 1 for Esquivel, going right at Brendon Long after some nice soft mid-court play from Goldberg.
Yeah, impressive. And a subtle thing I saw, Spencer Smith came out attacking early. Again, it's a great poach there as he puts that forehand down the line.
I mean, let's be clear. He's a solid veteran, but he can step it up when he needs to. He's been around the block a lot.
Yeah, we throw the word consistent around Spencer Smith's name so much. I think versatile is probably a better one because he can mold his game into any style he needs. It's a great drive by Brendon Long. And I don't feel Michelle Esquivel may not have success if she's standing 2 feet behind the kitchen line with Brendon Long at the line. It's a great forehand roll right there.
Yeah, no doubt. Really catching Goldberg right at her shoe tops. Happens sometimes.
Yeah, very good point construction there by Long as he probes on the backside of Spencer Smith and then puts it away towards the left.
Exactly right. I think Spencer Smith was leaning towards Long attacking middle. He goes at that back shoulder, just as you mentioned, and he's rewarded.
Great aggressive play by Smith. I think Goldberg probably should let Long take that with a forehand towards the end. It's a tough decision there, huh?
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing is when these ladies are attacked, they both have really quality two-handed backhand counters, but the thing about mixed is those counters are often going straight at the guy on the next ball. We'll see if those patterns continue.
Wow. Great defense by Goldberg to get up to the line. I think Long probably saw an opportunity where he wanted to come in and poach that ball, and Michelle Esquivel saw something open.
So I think the court positioning from Brendon Long was very reasonable, and the shot was just too good for Michelle.
Great defense by the Black Diamonds. Oh, and Spencer Smith takes the opportunity with the backhand. I thought that ball was in.
Yeah, it was with a little breeze helping him out, transitioning that defense to offense. I thought he dropped it in there, but just missed.
Just missed it. And we see a huge gust come through. Long was trying to line it up. Probably better to drive in that scenario.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he was maybe thinking of doing that and then switch, but either way, the wind playing some tricks with that ball threw off Brendon's rhythm.
It's a great spot by Franco Goldberg as she held that forehand and then just right in the middle.
Right, and she caught Spencer kind of loading on his backhand side, which he likes to do, but she got it just enough on his right hip to throw off and create that error.
Throws up the lob. Yeah, and that's one. Long, probably better letting Franco Goldberg get them back into the play there.
Yeah, no question. It's tough, you know, because she's off the court and he knows that she's back, so he's stepping over. But Regina Goldberg, very quality with those shots from the back of the court. Definitely would have let her take that one.
Yeah, and we see so often in mixed doubles play on the pro scene that the guy tends to come over and play more of the court. And that balance of figuring out how much you do it and how much you don't, so tough, huh, Adam?
Nice ball from Brendon Long. Such a delicate balance. It will never be perfect. It's impossible for it to be perfect, actually. So, you know, if you're not stepping over at all, you're not doing too much. If you don't overextend occasionally, you're probably not taking enough court. So it's not going to work out perfect every time. Just get as close as you can to being perfect.
So true. Being okay with it, being uncomfortable is probably the best strategy there. We've got a 9-7 lead here by the Black Diamonds.
Who hit that?
Esquivel hit that ball.
The last one. I know she hit the last one.
I don't know on the other side on Pickleball Club. I don't think anyone wants to claim that ball.
Right.
Oh.
Yep.
Smith thought he sized it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was exactly there. Either way, it was going to be a tough shot. But I'll tell you right now, Michelle Esquivel, the soft stuff behind Brendon and when she's choosing to attack, I think has been pretty on point so far.
Yeah, she's playing a stellar game. Oh, great aggression there by Long. Smith thought he had the counter cross court. Didn't get enough on it.
Yeah, good pressure from Brendon Long in the middle of the court initially and then over on Goldberg's side to finish the shot and the point.
Franco Goldberg not able to get that one back into the kitchen. We've got a 9-10. Actually, now it's a 10-10 tie game here.
Yeah, tight little window, high part of the net. Probably one of the first poor decisions from Michelle Esquivel in this match, but that's okay. Can't be perfect. And Miami Pickleball Club with a very slim 1-point lead on the change of ends.
Yeah, I like the way they fought to keep themselves in this matchup here. Interesting to note, too, in rally scoring, typically we're not seeing a ton of team stacking, which would have both players kind of on one side as they're serving and to kind of stimulate that setup to where a guy is taking over more of the court.
Sure.
You think we'll maybe see any of those changes here?
Yeah, possibly so. I love that aspect of it because I have trouble making it to the other side of the court, Brendon. I'm not going to be perfectly honest with you when I'm unwinding the stack. So being on your side, definitely a possibility for a switch, but I don't think we'll see one in this tight of a match. But yeah, we'll just have to see what they come up with. We got baby Mia Goldberg over here. Nice fan. cheering on her mom. You love to see that, the whole family out there.
Yeah, family supports, family environment out here, right?
It is. You got the DeHarts with the kids rolling around on scooters. There's a lot going on, you know, at MLP Daytona, and I love to see all of it.
We're definitely grooming the MLP 2035 class here. So if you have anybody, any entrants, I've got one at home.
Yes, that's right. Hey, we'll talk about that. Yeah, what do you have, a boy or a girl?
I have a boy and a girl coming as well.
So we got men's doubles and mixed doubles between us. Let's go. Let's go.
That is exactly it.
They're all set up.
Man, that was a big serve and big drive by Goldberg and Long, but
yeah,
Michelle Esquivel.
It's tough. Do you target the female or the male that's transitioning forward? I'm not exactly sure what is the best one, but either way, great shot from Michelle Esquivel. Yeah, I think Spencer knew right when he hit it that one was in trouble. He tried to give it the little body language English to get it over, couldn't do it.
That ball just a little wide there by Esquivel. And you talk about that missed third by Smith. You almost have to give yourself extra margin in these type of formats.
Yeah, tough decision there. Certainly wouldn't attack that one every time. Don't think it was necessarily a poor decision, but definitely one of that kind of the gray area, whether to pull the trigger or not.
Great defense by Franco Goldberg. And they finish the point. Wow, that is, I mean, that's picture perfect from baseline all the way back up to the kitchen.
Exactly right, and as you mentioned, great defense from Goldberg, who was putting those balls just in a good enough spot to where Spencer Smith couldn't use the angle to push her off the court, and that allowed her to get forward several shots later.
Yeah, I think the confidence from the last few points, Goldberg takes a chance.
Yeah, right, and it's just too much time for Michelle. So I talked about it earlier with Brendon Long attacking from the middle. Regina Goldberg was attacking from well outside that middle portion, giving Michelle Esquivel plenty of time to counter.
Michelle just a little bit off on that one right there. When you talk about these ladies that have a two-hand backhand where they can move behind their body, that just gives them an extra half second potentially to get that ball.
Yeah, perfect spot from Brendon Long. Don't blame Spencer at all for leaning to the middle, just too good from Brendon. And you're exactly right. You'll see the males really generate more pop from the chest area. I know you have a deadly backhand punch when you attack your chest, and the ladies really come around the ball and stroke it with two hands. Not a whole lot of punching from that chest kind of stomach area. So just, you know, different anatomy, different style from the guys and the ladies, and I think both have their place and both can be very effective.
Absolutely, and one thing I'm noticing also is I'm really impressed with the pace that Brendon Long is playing with. You saw that last winner that he hit towards the backside of Spencer Smith. Not with a ton of force, probably at 60%, the right angle, and also ready if the rebuttal came as well.
Yes, so you want to have, you want to be balanced in that regard. Sure, you want to let it fly sometimes, but putting a wrinkle in the shot, changing the eye level, changing the spin can almost be more effective than pace because these players are so talented at defense. Give them a different look, give them a different way to be offensive, and that can work just as good as smacking that ball as hard as you can.
We're back here with the 17-12 lead for Miami Pickleball Club.
I think she for half a second thought about pulling the trigger. I don't know exactly where she was going to go. It might have caused the error on the dink. We have not seen many of those from Franco Goldberg this match.
Having flashbacks of that two-hand backhand from Esquivel.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great play by Esquivel as Long went for the Ernie, and Esquivel sped it up behind him.
Yes, very nice. I believe it was a 3, maybe 4-shot combination from Esquivel, and great angle to finish off the point.
Yeah, there's that drop that Spencer Smith missed earlier. He dialed it in.
He's 1 for 2 with the hop. He tried to hop it over, and it worked that time.
Yeah, and that's why that margin's so crucial, because when that ball does come back, he's got good enough hands to handle whatever happens.
And I ask my students that sometime. It's like, they ask me, how high should I be hitting my third? And I was like, how comfortable are you in the midcourt? So I think that's a big factor. If you are comfortable, you have great digs, and you're confident in your ability from the midcourt, give yourself as much margin as possible.
Uncharacteristic miss there down the line by Esquivel. I think she probably thought about speeding one up, didn't see an opportunity. And when you let that ball hang too long, you're running out of options.
It's the cardinal sin of pickleball, the mind change. It almost never works out in your favor.
What a get by Spencer Smith, but Brendon Long comes all the way to the other side of the court with an ATP. I mean, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
take a look at this on the replay.
Like, everyone knew he's going to do the ATP. Everyone's just waiting. Like, is it there? Is it there? It was.
He certainly hyped himself up afterwards. I love that setup by Esquivel.
It was a slippery misdirect. A great job of really leading with her palm. She had taken that at Regina or to the middle several other times, so I totally agree. Nice shot from Michelle.
Great defense by Goldberg. Sensational point right there. It had it all. It had resets, it had blocks, speed ups. Great point construction all around. Black Diamonds come out on top, though.
I just like the points that have everything. You know, that was incredible. Creating the patterns, the offense, the resets, like you mentioned, Brandon. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, there's that two-hand backhand from Esquivel, a little bit too far back in the midcourt.
That's the difference. That's the difference. Brendon Long right on the line, Michelle Esquivel in the midcourt. That's the difference between that one and those previous couple. Court positioning so important.
This is now game point for Miami PC. And Goldberg had it on her paddle.
And she had a good angle getting that ball down. So obviously clipping the tape, but I think that would have been a lot of trouble had it gone over.
We're now frozen here at 18-20. Must win points on your serve. That ball floats away from Esquivel. She was ready to crack a two-hand backhand down the line, it looked like.
Yeah, definitely true. The initial attack, a little far back again for Michelle.
Another chance to seal the deal here for Miami PC. What a setup ball by Brendon Long as he goes behind Spencer Smith, gets him out of position, and Goldberg with the Ernie. We've got some controversy here. Did Goldberg hit the net on that Ernie attempt? So Utah Black Diamonds are challenging that it was a foot fault by Regina Franco Goldberg.
I don't see any reason why they wouldn't challenge. They have free challenges just in case. I'm not sure what the initial reaction was, that maybe they thought she clipped the net with her paddle. I have no idea, but we'll check the replay right now for the feet.
Yeah, we've got some new updated challenge rules for MLP, especially for this tournament. So each team is going to have 2 free challenges. If they lose the call on that challenge, they're going to obviously lose the challenge. But once they run out of challenges, they still have an opportunity to challenge a call, which is super cool. But they will lose a point if they're wrong.
So big, big risk for making that challenge. So, you know, with these new rules, I'm already always interested to see how they implement them. The teams, let's look.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, we've got a left foot fault, right?
Yeah. Hey, Spencer, she's in. She's in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm almost certain she's in from that replay.
Yeah, let's take a look here again.
Yeah, always possible we see something different, but
steps, hits the ball, that left foot on the line. It's a pretty keen eye by Spencer Smith to see that. I wonder, did the corner call it out? Did Smith see that?
Right, but like you said when you were describing the challenge rules, there's no reason not to. It's free. It's free. I saw it a couple times on championship court earlier where, yeah, I know this is the absolute end of the match, so it's kind of a special situation, but why not?
Emotions are high here. We're at 18-20. That was a huge point by Black Diamonds, as we almost saw this same movie a little while ago where Esquivel goes behind Long and then sets up the counter.
Right, and you gotta feel for Miami PC with all that emotion of winning, and now they're right back on the court.
19-20. What a ball by Smith as he wheeled that one over with crazy amount of backspin.
Oh, so good. As soon as Brendon Long hesitates and doesn't take that out of the air, I knew he was going to be in a little bit of trouble because there was a ton of junk on that shot from Spencer Smith.
All right, so I think we've got some more controversy here.
Oh, so they're talking about a dink earlier in the point. The wide shot from Michelle Esquivel, 3 or 4 shots before. I don't know if that's challengeable. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing happened. Okay, gotcha. Just making sure.
Yeah, so I believe you have to play the ball and then make the call right after.
Correct.
But since shots happen after that, it's all no.
Just missed. I'm fine with that aggression. Nice job from Regina Franco Goldberg of weathering that offensive barrage from Michelle Esquivel.
Look, Black Diamonds did what they needed to do so far. They're back at 20-20. That's great play by Franco Goldberg. I think Smith, he threw out the bait there and was able to counter, but the last one was a little too high.
And she got it down. That was the difference. Nice job. Couple soft blocks with the backhand, then a big counter.
Game point again here for Miami PC. And Esquivel with a risky speed up cross court. I think even Goldberg was shocked that ball was coming through.
Definitely.
And we've seen it all game. There's that great misdirect by Long.
Yeah, and once again, I'm not so sure that Spencer was in an okay position. Shot just too good from Brendon.
Yeah, it's a good hold and wind up by Esquivel to kind of get Goldberg leaning towards the middle, and then hits that dink a little bit on the outside corner. Yeah, we talk about the pace from Brendon Long, and you see it right there with that backhand flick at about 40%.
Yeah, he's got a great backhand flick. A little harder to get to those sometimes in mix when you're leaking to the middle so hard, but very quality. Oh, goodness. Tough error at a tough time for Brendon.
Those are so magnified here in rally scoring. Back over to Black Diamonds as they're down 1. Oh, Goldberg tries to go with the in and out, similar to what Long was doing.
Exactly. The difference between that one is that Long has topspin, she had side spin. Tough break there, as there was a slight window.
Great pickup by Esquivel. Yeah, just a little too far back from the kitchen line. And I think she, with the pressure that she's feeling from Long on that side, wanted to drop that ball short.
Yeah, she wanted to for sure make sure it bounced, and that could have been why she left it short, like you mentioned.
Big serve by Long. The drive by Goldberg, and Esquivel
looked out from here. But I have a bad view, so but looked out at first glance.
21-21, that would make it 22-21 for Miami PC. Let's see if, the Black Diamonds are going to challenge it. You know, I think I saw what you saw there, Adam. Probably a little wide, maybe a quick challenge, but hey, if you've got 2 free ones, why not?
Yes, definitely.
Crucial time here in this game, but also in this matchup. It is 1-1. Each team looking to take a 2-1 lead here and really looking to not go to a dream breaker.
Certainly.
Which would be so fun for the fans. So I think everyone else around here wants it to go to that point.
Yep, I think you're exactly right. More pickleball, everyone likes that.
Let's take a look here.
Ooh, baby, that's close.
Oh.
My goodness, Brandon.
Let's see.
I think it might catch the outside.
First of all, I'll say I'm happy to be a commentator and not a ref.
Yeah, seriously.
But I may call that ball in.
Let's see. Oh, my God, it's close. Oh, my goodness. I'm usually pretty confident in my calls. I'm just not so sure about this one. I have no idea.
Give me a percentage in.
I would say 60-40 in.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, interesting they said call stands, right?
Well, that's a big factor. I know it is in, the NFL and stuff like that. They got to see real evidence to overturn it.
Some great refereeing. Oh, and Esquivel overcooks it there. That was a great low speed up by Goldberg, and Miami PC takes the win. They take a 2-1 lead in this matchup. looking to close it out, hopefully in this next mixed doubles team. We're going to take a quick break. We'll let these players warm up, and we will be back with more action here at MLP Daytona. See you soon. Okay, we are back with the fourth matchup in this game here. We've got Jeff Warnick and Alix Truong are going to be facing off against Rob Cassidy and Olivia McMillan. Adam, you mentioned Cassidy, Esquivel not playing together. Got some special sauce there. What do you foresee in this matchup?
Well, this matchup here, my X factor is definitely Jeff Warnick. He's got a lot of funk, a lot of offense. Some players handle it better than others, so I'm looking to see how the two lefties of the Black Diamonds kind of weather the storm of Jeff Warnick. You know he's going to give you a couple freebies, but he's also going to hit some big shots. Hopefully, for his sake, he hits more big shots than errors.
Cassidy all the way over. Does not finish the play. I think he was shocked he didn't finish it there. He thought it was over.
Yeah, Olivia with some offense early in that point. Pretty quality first point for this matchup. Let's go.
I think it's imperative for Warnick and Truong to get off to a fast start.
Good eye. Way to get the braid out of the way, too. Sometimes when you duck down like that, I played with Callie Smith a couple times, and she got her braid hit, and we lost a few points that way. So nice agility from Alix Truong.
Great play there. Fast start here by Miami PC, 2-0. Listen, they also know what's at hand. If they win this game here, they can close out this matchup at 3-1.
Absolutely. Nice moving of the dinks around. I think it's important, especially having Rob Cassidy in front of Jeff Warnick. I would not try to force the ball necessarily to Alix Truong. I would be completely okay with dinking to Jeff Warnick.
Yeah, and Warnick earlier in that point is one area where you can get in trouble is speeding up directly to Cassidy's backhand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hard to attack both of their bodies, actually, Warnick and Cassidy.
Yeah, and it almost looks like they're just going to slug it out here.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to go at you, you're going to go at me, and we'll see who can win this one.
Yeah, and we'll see Olivia McMillan's court positioning, too. A couple times she's been caught off the line. She needed to give herself time with some of the offense from Warnick, but you don't want to get too far back there.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that there, she slides a little bit more so to the right side and leaves the backside open, which is actually tough to do with that being her forehand side there. I think the grunt ended up being a little louder than how hard it was hit. It surprised Warnick, but great down ball there by Cassidy.
But it was well balanced. He grunted early on that Ernie attempt earlier, so the balance of his grunt was much better and well timed there from Rob Cassidy.
It's an art. Cassidy got exactly what he wanted.
Yep. So it was in a slightly awkward spot as Cassidy was kind of moving back to his side. But, hey, a high forehand's a high forehand, Brandon. We got to come up with that one.
I'm impressed with the movement early, laterally from Jeff Warnick here, especially on the backhand side dinking.
Oh, he had him with the slippery inside-out backhand. But, man, feathery, soft mid-court and drop play from Jeff Warnick. If he can keep this up, watch out.
He is playing extremely well right now.
Once again, Olivia McMillan pretty far off the kitchen line. I know that is a solid strategy because she's good in the midcourt and it allows Rob Cassidy to step in front, but I'd like to see her just a step or half step more forward.
Yeah, and I think what we saw on the previous point there with Truong being a little bit more aggressive, I'd like to see that more straight up there with McMillan.
Yeah, and that big old righty forehand to Jeff Warnick that could help her clean up after she hits a speed up.
Yeah, don't look now. They're on a run here. It is 9-4 Miami PC.
Yeah, just got to put it in play, especially with your opponents transitioning forward. Got to make them hit a ball, especially with big man Jeff Warnick stepping over to the middle. She'll clean it up.
Big serve by McMillan. And also a big drive with a lot of topspin that stays in.
Yeah, I mean, that's head high for Alix Truong. I don't hate the decision to let that ball go out, but sure enough, plops right down inside the baseline.
Warnick with the Ernie. And Cassidy there, but too much pace on that ball to keep it in.
Cassidy cannot resist the up-the-line attack. It's his favorite thing to do no matter who's in front of him. And Warnick with a nice anticipation to counterattack that one.
Big overhead by McMillan as she lets out a yell as well.
It's a mini stare down. You know, I don't hate to see it.
Hey, both these teams do well while they're fired up, right? It'd be interesting to see who channels it correctly. It's a beautiful setup there as Cassidy slid in, looked for that cross-court backhand, and put it in the correct spot.
Right, and I don't mind Truong going behind Cassidy soft, but a very nice one-handed backhand roll from his ping pong days. One of the better shots for Rob Cassidy.
Yep, there is an advantage to that grip. I thought the first two were great digs and resets by McMillan. She maybe got a little trigger happy as she got closer to the net.
Yeah, it happens. And, you know, turning defense to offense can be a really quality way to earn a point out here, but a little ambitious on that particular forehand attempt.
Miami PC 11-9 as we enter the changeover here. If we do get to a dream breaker in this matchup, which side do you think is going to have the advantage?
Let me take a little quick gander here. So I would give I would favor the Black Diamonds. I know Rob Cassidy is a little less experienced on the singles court, not that tennis background, but also Regina Goldberg, I wouldn't say is the strongest singles player as well. So, you know, all these teams have some of their stronger singles and maybe not necessarily a whole, but someone who isn't as quite as solid on the singles court. So I would expect it to be pretty close, but I'll give the edge to the Black Diamonds.
Not too familiar with Jeff Warnick's singles game?
He played quite a bit early on, like I'm talking very early on. So I haven't seen him out there in a while, but he's got a wingspan and he can actually drive on both sides, forehand and backhand. So I think for a tournament, probably not the guy that you would expect to win, but 4 points at a time, I think he can play just fine with these guys.
I thoroughly hope we get to see that. Another, that's you know, two straight maybe balls that for McMillan that she'd want to have back, right? The one before the changeover, and now this one.
Too juicy. Happens to the best of us. Sometimes you just strike it a little off, and that's what's happened. She'll clean it up, I have no doubt.
Big drive by Warnick, and Truong with the two-hand backhand poach.
Where did she come from? My goodness.
That was pretty, that was beautiful right there. All the way from the left side. That was, I'll say it, Anna Lee-esque coming all the way over.
What's going on here? Okay, I'm sorry. Just Alix was talking to the referee. I wasn't quite sure why. But here we go.
Oh, big serve by Warnick. Truong picks the wrong spot on that drive. It's a little high.
No, definitely. It was a great protection from Rob Cassidy. Makes it much easier when you have that lefty forehand in the middle as, yeah, very deep serve. So tough break as Truong missed her spot, and a nice job by Cassidy with a great forehand volley.
Very good awareness by Cassidy. That serve just in. McMillan and Cassidy, just a little miscommunication there.
Yeah, it's tough on the pump fake. She's a little off the line, which I think she needs to be right there. But when she sees in her peripheral Cassidy coming in hot, it puts her in a really tough situation when Rob can't quite get to that ball.
Good recovery by McMillan. And Warnick takes the chance to go behind Cassidy. Cassidy didn't move. He kind of called his bluff on that one.
Absolutely correct. I think just a definite majority of the time you have to continue to try to keep Olivia McMillan back. He went for the high-risk, high-reward shot, and unfortunately for him, he was not rewarded.
And looks like that shot is spilling over into the next one.
Yeah.
Warnick's got to let it go. Right?
That's right. Play loose, let it fly. Don't pull that hand back. Just go for it, especially with a little lead.
Great softball by Truong.
Yeah, perfectly placed at that. Often when people are moving forward, the non-dominant foot is a great spot to go. She caught Rob Cassidy at the right foot. Great placement. He was making those early on. A little bit of tightness, as you mentioned, these last handful of points.
Yeah, I think that speed up that he missed on Cassidy is still lingering. Those will help whenever you can put a ball away for free. 16-13, Miami PC. Still a slight cushion.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Brendon. I don't like what I'm seeing right now from Jeff Warnick. I think he should just drive. Just drive, not even have to worry about that soft stuff, even though beginning of the match he was hitting him pretty consistently.
Yeah, it's great play there by Warnick, but to your point, this is the time for Black Diamonds to kind of see that, smell the blood in the water, and hopefully take over. But for Miami PC, they're still up 3, 17-14 here. Oh, and Warnick dialed in the 3rd and the 5th. Truong with the Scorpion. He just couldn't finish it on his side.
He did look better on the 3rd and 5th and had that high forehand, but unfortunately with the windshield wiper grip sometimes is a detriment.
Yeah, great play by Warnick there. As I love how solid Alix Truong is playing at this moment. She is not trying to do too much. She's hitting balls in the proper spot and kind of waiting for those opportunities.
Yep, playing her role nicely.
Cassidy everywhere here. Yeah, listen, I think that's one the Black Diamonds needed to come out on top of.
Definitely. And Alix Truong had a lot of spots to go there, and she unfortunately chose the Cassidy backhand, the worst of her 2, 3, or 4 options. So nice job by Cassidy being everywhere and nowhere.
Oh, great angle by Warnick. McMillan can't curve it in for the ATP. And, you know, typically when you have somebody like Cassidy with fast hands, when they stay at the net, they don't tend to overreact to shots. They tend to stay in one spot because they're so comfortable with those hands.
That's a good point, Brendon. You see a lot of people loading up these days, either side. Usually the quicker hands guys don't have to cheat as much. They can stay more neutral and react to what's happening and trust that hand speed.
Uh-oh. A missed serve there by McMillan at a crucial moment. We're now at 20-17. Game point and match point for Miami PC here. And Warnick finishes it as they come out on top. Miami PC 3-1 winning this matchup in impressive fashion. Held it together. They put their A team out, then they put their B team out. Both of them come out and win this game. It's an exciting matchup here.
And it's great bookend play from Jeff Warnick, who played very solid at the beginning and the end of the match. He had that little lapse in the middle, but he dug himself out of it. And congratulations to Miami PC with a big win over our 2nd place finishers from MLP Mesa, the Utah Black Diamonds.
We talked about what does Jeff Warnick have left in the tank. Is there any juice? I think we found the answer to that.
A little juice.
A little juice in there
Little juice left. Well, hey, I really enjoyed our first time on the mic together, Brendon, and I think we're going to get together tomorrow as well. So very exciting stuff, and best of luck over here the rest of the day. I think that's it for me today.
That's it for you. Appreciate you joining us, folks. Thanks for watching. We've got another exciting matchup coming our way. Don't go anywhere. See you soon.